Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to share with you the latest episode of Soulmate Connection, where I'm interviewing amazing, inspiring people who found their soulmates. And the goal here is for you to really believe in love, to have faith that your partner is out there. And I'm just super excited to be introducing to you Jenni Glad, who met her husband, Jonas, several years ago, and they're from Finland. And now they live in New York City. I just found out that they live kind of close to me. So I met Jenni like 2 years ago. She's such a cool mindfulness life coach. Now she does hypnosis. And I just love your energy. So I'm super excited to get into the juicy details of your love life and how you met Jonas.
Thank you, Sarika. It's really nice to be here, and I always love to share my stories, and I love to talk about love, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So, Jenni, what were you struggling with a few years ago, like before you met Jonas? What was your dating life like?
Well, I was actually on my, I think I was 35 that time, and I had like a couple of very dramatic relationships behind me. And I was wondering a lot, like, what is wrong? Like, why I'm getting this, why I'm repeating the old patterns. I'm meeting the same kind of guys, and who are not really able to commit and make commitments and have a kind of a balanced relationship that I was looking for. And I didn't really understand why it's happening. And I started to, look kind of at things, and I noticed the pattern slowly when I started to work with things. But it was not easy. It was not clear for me to understand why I'm repeating, why I'm so unhappy, and why I can't find really like a balanced relationship and the partnership that I was looking for.
Wow. And what patterns were you seeing?
Well, I met these guys who are not able to make commitments, and I was dating people, and then they just like vanished somewhere. I didn't hear from them, and I was like hesitating quite a lot, like if I should send them messages, if I should call them back, what's going on. They were just like abandoning me.
Yeah.
And that felt pretty horrible.
That's horrible. I hate that feeling.
Me too,
when a guy disappears on you. Yeah, just ghosting and like you have no clue. Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so frustrating. And did you have like a final like, I can't take this anymore? Or
oh yeah, I did. It was like when I ended a relationship with somebody who had quite a lot of problems.
I'm sorry, what problems?
He had quite a lot of issues.
Just a lot of issues.
A lot of issues, like serious issues. And in that point, I was like, what is going on? This, like, I didn't really understand it. I was like, I don't want this anymore. I felt I'm giving and giving and giving. And as an empath, you want to take care of others, and, you want to give, and you believe, like I believed a long time that I can heal people with my love. Yeah. That the more, if I just love them, they getting better. Yeah. And I really believed in that. And I created these fluffy pink dreams, kind of illusions that I believed in, and I didn't realize that, okay, these people are not my people. That the guys I'm seeing are not really my kind of people at all.
Yeah.
So it was really like, it was hard, to see that, what has really happened, but it was very eye-opening because I understood that I can change that.
Wow. So, what do you think was stopping you from meeting this man? Like, what were your obstacles?
Well, later I realized, of course, I didn't realize that by that time. Yeah. But later I realized it was my own fear of abandonment, rejection.
So it's so fascinating. So you were afraid of abandonment and rejection. Yeah. Yet that's the pattern you kept attracting.
Yeah. And then they left me. Left me.
Right.
I know, and it was not a new thing. But then on the other hand, what I saw as well, that I did basically I did the same for them.
Interesting.
I behaved like that I'm not that interesting. I was not able to make commitments because I was afraid something bad will happen and I will suffer. And, I will break my heart, which I ended up doing all the time. So it was a weird combination of all these like old patterns, and not being conscious about it at all.
Yeah.
Until
And
something
sometimes when
really
you're in
happened.
it, when you're in it, you don't realize that you're doing the same thing that you're afraid of.
When you're not
Right.
totally aware what's happening. And I wasn't really aware of what's going on with my life at work. And, it was all the things were going on. And I was kind of blind to my own issues. Because
so it was like, you could see it in other parts of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you were a commitment phobe.
Oh, yes.
I know. I used to.
Totally. And, I was like, what if I find somebody who's very boring and
right.
my God, my life is going to be the same and it's going to be boring and I love variety and I really need to, I'm curious. I need to get out there. What is it trying to limit me? Like stop me from traveling and being free, and the freedom it's still, I was really afraid of that somebody is limiting my freedom.
I have the same fear, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's not like that. No, I know it. It's
right.
like, yeah.
You can experience freedom in a relationship. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So then, like, what actions did you start taking in your love life then? Like, how did you start reversing these patterns?
Well, I started quite a big transformation in my own life, going through a lot of things. It was a journey into myself, if I can put it that way. I started seeing what's going on, who I am, what I really want. And I realized that I didn't ever ask, I couldn't even say what kind of person I want to be with.
Yeah.
What kind of person am I? What do I want from the relationship? Yeah. And that was very eye-opening when I allowed myself to say that I want to meet this kind of person. I would love to do these kind of things. I want him to like those things as well. And I was like, can I really ask this? Am I really worthy and deserving to do this?
Yeah.
And it's a self-love thing in the end.
So how do you differentiate? Because I meet women who are like, I want a man who's successful and kind and funny, and we can go out hiking together and family oriented. How did you differentiate those qualities that everyone's looking for with what your soul really wanted? Like, why is it that, you needed to get more nuanced in what you
I would say it's about feeling it, like really not, because we can have all kind of things and goals and desires, and we can say, I want to have a new car, new house, new man, new kids, whatever.
Let's hope that doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Not, I'm sure about that. So, but you can, just say things, and it's kind of coming from the, it's not your real desires. It's not your real feelings and emotions, who you are. And when you really get connected with your emotions and with your heart, and there's the authentic desires, what do you really want? You need to feel it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You need to. It's almost like feeling at home with it. I mean, I remember when I met Christian, I had let go of all those expectations that he should be older than me and successful and all of those things. I just felt free. I just felt like, I don't know. I just felt loved and accepted around him. And I could honestly say I could offer that to him too. And that was it, It wasn't like all of those external things that I thought I wanted.
Yeah, totally. In the end, I remember when I look at my kind of a list for things, and there were no external things there at all.
Interesting.
I was like, I want to feel like this with him.
Right.
I want to live like this kind of life.
Yeah.
And I kind of had felt that already beforehand.
Yes.
But I did a lot of work by going through my old patterns. I looked into my past, what was going on with my dad, when I was younger.
Sure.
It's always like, because I saw like I repeated a little bit patterns that, and met people like who are kind of similar to him, not that emotional, open, and you know, I started to. Yeah, it's about recognizing the emotions, and it's about communication. Like relationships is all about communication, isn't it?
All about communication.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow. So you started just examining all these things and and just bringing awareness, and then what happened? Like how did you meet Jonas then?
Well,
and I know you mentioned that did you get offline? Like, were you dating?
Yeah.
Okay.
We met online.
No, but before then, were you dating, or did you just take a pause on dating?
I basically took a pause on dating. I didn't date that much in the end, but I met people occasionally. I went out for the dates, and I always learned something from them. Even though they did the same, vanished. I was like, well, why is this happening? What's going on?
So you were more,
and I
like, let me learn
exploring and learning from it, and I took it as a learning. So I was like, okay, I'm repeating my old pattern again. And I didn't blame myself, but I understood like this is something what I need to change to break the pattern. So I was really getting into that, how to break the patterns and habits.
Can you give me an example?
Change your thoughts.
Like,
what could be an example? So, I remember I was dating this guy, and I had to be very honest with myself. He was again having a little bit issues, and I felt like I really loved him healthy. A lot of like stress and work things and that kind of things. And I then he just like then he was suddenly he vanished. He was gone, and that broke my heart. And I was like, what is this? Why did they do that for me? And I realized they didn't do that for me. They do it for themselves. They can't. They can't say that. They can't communicate it. And that's not. They were signs, and I didn't want to see those signs earlier. How he was, or what kind of type he was, and I wasn't really honest to myself that he's not my type. So then I realized, and then I decided, like, I'm gonna be the rest of my life by myself, but I'm not going to be in the relationship that I'm not fully satisfied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I decided. Like, I'm gonna be by myself alone. If I don't need him, then that's fine. And I just feel this love, and I started to feel a lot of love before.
So it's like you started to have compassion for him. You're like, oh wow, like he didn't do it for me. He left because he just couldn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't being himself. So you didn't take it personally, and in that way, you're like, hey, maybe I'm not being authentic here either. Like maybe in it because
and I was not totally honest with my
you weren't honest.
Emotions.
Yeah.
So that was the thing.
Right. And in that way, you're like blocking yourself from meeting someone else because you're in this relationship that you're not even like feeling. You're just there.
I know, and it's like it's so easy to start building. I'm not sure how has it been for you earlier, but when you meet somebody and you have your dreams, you kind of start bringing that person, whoever it is, to your dreams and build your life and your future. And you see that you're together with him, and you don't even think about like what kind of person he is, and you don't really know him yet. So it's like that's what I mean, like building this or creating this fluffy dreams that
I
are
know. I did
very
that with my ex. Within 3 months, we were like, okay, we're gonna get engaged. It was crazy,
yeah.
And I just thought, you think you know everything about someone,
Hmm.
but because I hadn't like really done this inner reflection
Yeah.
stuff, I didn't know much about myself either. And then we got
Hmm.
engaged, and then all our crappy stuff started coming out,
Oh yeah, that story. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, and so I feel like I agree with you. I brought him into that fantasy of what I want.
Hmm.
I thought I wanted like this white
Yeah.
picket fence home.
Yeah.
And I
And
didn't want any of
I think
that.
many women
Yeah.
are doing that actually.
Yeah.
But I think like on the other hand, many men are following these
Sure.
dreams, and they don't say like, okay, this is not for me.
Right. No one's
So it's,
questioning.
yeah, no one's
Yeah.
questioning, but it's also like we have to take responsibility on
Sure.
ourselves and our
Sure. And I
emotions
mean,
here.
I think it's true. It's like I wasn't taking responsibility for bringing honesty to the
Yeah.
relationship, because I was just like, we just got to make this
I
work.
just want to, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to make it happen. I just want to make it
I want to
happen.
get married.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a very delicate thing,
It
so
is. It really is. So then, yeah. So how did this magical encounter
magical
happen?
thing happened. So then I remember I said like on that summer, at the end of that summer, I said to my sister, I feel so much love that I feel like I'm overwhelming love that I need to give this to somebody,
Oh, so gorgeous.
And I saw couples all over the place, and I saw that they really in love, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's what I want. That's what I want. So I kind of manifested all that's what I want. I saw beautiful love stories and movies and stuff. So I kind of, I don't know, it's like, I felt so much love. It was interesting that I was like, I'm ready to find or meet somebody. And I was very open to it. And I remember the other day in the evening, I was very tired. I was Facebook scrolling something. And I just saw this little ad over there.
Mm.
And it was this astrology page. And I just typed in, and she was like, okay, I can give you free stuff, whatever. And I put my email there. And next day I had a full reading in my email. And I was like, what is this? And I read it, and I understood that there's something more. It's a little bit more than usual horoscope or a reading. And I ended up ordering like the full reading from her. Of course, I was like, maybe this is a trick. I don't know. I don't even know her. I didn't even see her picture. She was living somewhere in France or UK or whatever. I didn't even know where she was. But I trusted there was something like very attracting me to do that. So I did that. I got the full reading again, like a better reading, like it was 200 pages, something. And she said, I'm so happy that you ordered this because your time is coming soon. And if you don't do things right, you pass this time that you can meet your soulmate and your real love. And okay, it sounds like bullshit.
No, I
No.
believe this. I mean, divine timing.
But I was like,
Right
why
action.
not? I have nothing to lose.
Right.
And she said, like, you need to do something before you're ready, and you need to leave something, like release something from your past, your patterns. And I felt like, oh, I have done the work, I have done the work. Should I do more, personal development? And I don't know what to do. But she gave me so specific instructions and said when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. She said, like, you're going to meet him online, but I can't tell, I don't know where. Just go some pages with a lot of traffic and, it's like Facebook, Match.com. I didn't really want to go online dating because as I said, like, I feel like I'm exposing myself. I'm totally naked. There's all kind of crazy people
and
there.
rejection. Right?
Yeah. And, all that.
Yeah.
So then I met my ex-boss for lunch, and she said, like, well, I'm having this startup and we're doing the online dating side, and I want you to join. And you can try it, you don't have to pay, and give me feedback. How did it go? And what do you think about the user interface and stuff like that? And I did join, and I was like, no, there's not very interesting guys in here. but I left it. I forgot it, and I started doing the things that my reading said that I should do. But I was kind of playful with that. I was like, I'm not sure. I don't want to believe too much on it because then I'm going to be disappointed. You know, she promised me I'm going to win in lottery, and, you know, all that.
Right.
All that. But I was like, there's something in this. There's something I need to. My intuition said, like, do this. You have nothing to lose. You can only win. And, you know, that's what I did. And 3 months later, I met my future husband, Jonas, on this, my ex-boss's dating site.
Crazy.
And we started chatting on Facebook, and it felt so natural, like right away. And we set up a date. And my reading said it's going to be a blind date. So you're going to meet somebody, and he's going to be like a little bit like this, and you're going to be like this. There's a mutual feeling like right away. So it was so funny. Like our first date was like 2 days long, then the weekend long. And, you know, it's like, it was so easy, so fast and easy because it was like the connection was so strong.
Yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful.
I know, it's a bit magical. So everybody's like, when I tell the story, everybody's like, what is the astrologist's name? You know, what is her name? I'm like, I don't even remember anymore. Right. You had to find your own way because it's always, we all have our own journey.
We all do. And I think that, you know, the practice of mindfulness and meditation, it really brings you back to your inner truth so that, you know, when you do see something in front of you that resonates, like a healer or an astrology person or like, I don't know, a book, like it could be anything.
Yeah.
A course. And you're like, let me just do it because it feels right, you know, and everything that you just follow from your heart's intuition, you just trust your path. And, you know, eventually you'll manifest what you desire. It's like planting seeds in your little garden.
Absolutely. And it's all coming from inside out. So it's like the more you tweak your thoughts and, you know, what are you really thinking and what are you seeing and visualizing. And, you know, I really used a lot of tools like affirmations and visualizing all that in my vision boards. Keeping manifesting it, like really setting my thoughts towards the real love and the feeling of it.
Yeah.
So
it's
so
also
important.
Like, I think you mentioned before, it's getting ready for it. It's sometimes, you know, when you shared about your love that's overflowing, sometimes, I mean, and I can feel it, like when you're sharing it, it's so beautiful. It's enchanting to be around someone who's like overflowing with love, right?
Yeah.
And the key there is like to come from that place and knowing what you offer in a relationship, you know?
Oh my God, that's so important. Like knowing what you can really offer and, you know, knowing your own value and being worthy. You know, women, we do have so much, I say that, believe that we're not worthy, we're not deserving the very best. And, you know, that can limit you.
Yeah. I read the stat that 85% of girls in the US grow up with low self-esteem.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but I was like, oh my goodness, it's like an epidemic.
I know. It is. It is.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. So what's your life like right now? You're married to your dream man. And I know you said he's everything that you could have wanted. And you're like, I know it's
but he's also my challenger. You know, he is also my challenger and teacher because, you know, it's like we're growing together. And I knew like you can't practice everything before, you can't do everything, you can't be totally ready for the relationship because you learn in the relationship. That's the way it started.
And that's the beauty of relationships. They're our greatest
teachers.
Teachers. That's why we want to be in a partnership.
I know.
It's like, I want to learn, I want to grow.
And it's not always
open my heart. It's
oh my God. But, you know, it's so good when you have somebody that you can really trust and, you know, you can be totally, I feel like I have never been this much myself like I am with him. And it's totally okay. Whatever happens, I can be open about it. And that's so beautiful. I appreciate that so much because, and And it's very interesting how it goes in phases, but how much you can tweak things. Because if you just remember that relationship, it's like looking into the mirror and you get the response, like it's like a reflection. What do you get back from yourself? So I always, quite often, if we have something going on, you know, I know like, okay, what's going on in me? How am I creating this? What if I change something in myself? I quite often that I changes the energy in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So it's like you have to be very humble, but also believe that you are deserving.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
that you're standing in your own power.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but it's beautiful. And you know, we got married like a year after we met.
Wow.
But you know, it was just like it was very natural because I felt like I'm trusting him, and it's all okay. It's gonna be
and
fine.
all your commitment fears and
I know.
fears of betrayal, rejection.
It was not easy for me, you know. I got all kind of things before, you know,
Right.
before we
They
got
all
married.
come up again, right?
Oh
in
my
different
God.
points of our lives.
Yeah.
The same the same fears. Right.
Yeah. But it's been good. That's what I said to him. Like, it hasn't been boring. You know, I don't feel. And he was like, "Oh, that's a good thing."
Right.
Yes, it is, because I don't feel like I don't think about the time that we have been together, but more likely I feel like we are. It's all the time happening every time. It's not about time, how many years.
There's like a timelessness
yeah.
feel to it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Totally.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, what's your tip for single people today?
Well, do the inner work. Be very open and honest with your own emotions and what you really want, and be willing to do changes in yourself. If you want to stop repeating your old patterns, we need to do something and be very, you know, we need to take action with that, because otherwise we're going to repeat it for on and on and on, because it's life's way to teach us that there's something you need to change and tweak.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can't get rid of it. And that's the only, you know, it's the only way to change things and change your life, is to change your thinking and change yourself.
And what's amazing is you just feel happier doing it, you know?
Oh my God. Well, yeah, because there's not that kind of struggle anymore.
Right. Yeah. Things start feeling natural.
Yeah.
You start feeling joyful. And as a woman, you start feeling more feminine and flowing.
Oh my God.
It's
Yeah.
so
That's what I
lovely.
felt like in the last
I can
5
even
years.
feel it in your energy right now. You're just so feminine and free, and, you know, and yet you're so like grounded at the same time. Absolutely.
Yeah, it changes a lot. And, you know, because you're becoming confident about yourself, who you are. And that's so important, that you feel that you are yourself.
Right.
Like people are saying, I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to kind of peel those layers that we
Yes.
all create along the life and along the experiences. And when we are hurt and, you know, things happen. Yeah,
things happen in our lives. We all have stories, and
you
know, and it's like, okay, so we do have those stories. Let's release, you know, what we don't need to, so we can create new possibility and open our hearts to something that, you know, is truly beautiful and magical.
I know. And meditation is important. Like do your own meditation, like be present to yourself and your own feelings, and explore it and face them and feel what you feel, because that's the only way to kind of do the emotional integration and, you know, release the old negative things, negative feelings, you know. So it's to feel them, see them.
It's like a self-honoring process.
Oh yeah.
Honoring your own humanity.
I know. And many people don't understand, like, what does it mean? Like self-love, what does it mean? But it's like approving yourself as you are.
Yeah. Approving of yourself, giving yourself attention. I call it the 5 A's of love, you know. Approval, attention, affection, appreciation, and acceptance. If you can give yourself all of these things, then it's like your heart overflows and you can offer that to someone else. And they give you the same things and you give them. It's like a awesome loop, right?
It's about giving and receiving. It's like always in balance, you know. It's like you can only love somebody else as much as you love yourself. So, right?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenni, well, thank you so much for your
Thank
beautiful,
you.
heartwarming story.
This is amazing. I feel amazing. You know, it's like, I love to talk about love. Can we talk about love all day?
I know, right? People ask me, I was telling someone how I love what I do because that's all I do is think about love.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I'm going to read this book on love and I'm going to read the It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. You too. So thank you so much, Jenni.
Thank you.
What's your website again? It's jenniglad.com.
.com. Yeah.
Okay. Jenni
Glad.
GLAD.com.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Jenni.
Thank you,
I will
Sarika.
hopefully see you soon.
Absolutely. Neighbor.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.